Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new around here, my name is Rainey Barton and I am an elementary music teacher for grades K through 5, but I also am a teacher productivity mentor, and my mission is to help teacherpreneurs master their time and energy while scaling their biz so that they can ditch the hustle and grind, break up with busy, and stop sacrificing their mental health and families. And I'm super excited to be sharing all of the productivity teacherpreneur tips and tricks over on this channel. So make sure to go subscribe and hit the little bell notification so that you can be notified when new videos come up every Monday and Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for the next, at least this week, we're going to be talking a lot about goal setting. You can goal set at any time. It doesn't just have to be at the start of the year, which this is as we're hitting February. So you could still be setting goals if you didn't really do that in January, but you can set goals at any time of the year. And so in this video particularly, we're going to talk all about the top mistakes that I see when we're goal setting, and why so many people say that goals don't work for them and that goals just aren't applicable to them. So we're going to talk about the top mistakes that I see, and then on Friday we're going to talk about how to actually set attainable and achievable goals so that you can realize goals can work for you. It's just probably the way that you're handling them is why they don't work for you. So let's dive in to today's video. Mistake number one is that you are only setting goals once a year. You sit down at whatever time you're doing it and you go, okay, within the next year, I want to do this, I want to lose this, I want to lose weight, I want to make this money, I want to do this, I want to do that. And you're only setting goals for a whole year. I used to plan yearly. So much changes within a year. So much changes within even 3 months. I mean, you could have a business at the start of January and have totally pivoted it by the end of December, and then that goal doesn't work anymore, as that happened for me last year. And you could have an unexpected relationship change. You could have a marriage. You could have all of these different things happen that you weren't expecting within a year, which is why I always recommend planning 90-day goals. I actually believe that if you plan a goal for longer than 90 days, it's not a goal anymore. It's a vision. You can envision it in the future, but it's not a goal that you're actively working towards. So if it's 90 days or longer, it's not a goal, it's a vision. So we want to stick to 90-day goals because relatively for 3 months overall, things might change, but it's not going to be that crazy of a difference. And so I highly recommend thinking in 90-day increments, which we will talk about a lot more in Friday's video. But if you're only doing it once a year, you're going to realize real quick that a lot of those goals are not going to necessarily be what you thought you needed by the end of the year. And you might realize that, wow, like that goal doesn't match anything with what I had planned by the end of the year. So 90-day, the way to go. Mistake number 2 that I see quite so often is that you have too many goals on your list. 10 goals is a lot of goals to have, especially over a 90-day period. That's just too many goals to focus on all at once. I recommend you only actually have one goal. Now, bear with me here. You can have multiple goals, but you should have one overarching goal, one that is like the main priority and main focus, because if you really focus in and narrow on that one goal, you'll notice all of the other goals start fulfilling themselves as well, because you have so much purpose and drive and focus and intentionality behind that one goal. So for example, my goal right now, my major goal for Q1 and Q2 is to fix my marriage and really work on that relationship, because the pandemic has hurt us pretty hard. We've been struggling a bit, but it's okay, because that is my main focus. And because I've been really trying to nurture that relationship and fix it, everything else is starting to fall into place. My business is finally starting to have traction. And I feel like there was a lot of resistance behind that because I was having all of that issues with my husband. My business is starting to shift. Things with my son, I mean, they're always great, but they're getting even better. Other relationships are starting to blossom. My fitness is starting to do better than it's ever been before. Everything else is falling into full circle because I'm spending so much time making sure that I'm focusing on one goal. I'm focused in that direction. When you are thinking of so many goals that you have to do, oh, I have to finish this, and I have to finish this planner by the end of the year, and I have to release this course, and I have to do this with my husband, your mind is popcorn and scatterbrained all over the place, and you're actually not going to get any closer to any of those goals because you've set the bar too high with too many goals. So I specifically recommend you sitting back down and really prioritizing what is the major goal for this next 90 days. What is the one thing that I need to do? And you might realize it's not always a business goal. Like mine is not a business goal. Mine's personal. But it's literally leaking out into everything else into my life. So really sit with that and think about what the main goal should be for the season that you're in currently. The third mistake I see way too often is you not setting specific enough goals. Saying, I want to lose weight. It's not a good enough goal. I want to make more money in my business. Not a good enough goal. I want to, well, if you say a specific amount of money, then yeah, that's a little bit different. But those goals are not consistent enough. I want to lose weight. Great. That could mean 1 pound. That could mean 50 pounds. That could mean 5 pounds. What does it mean to you? And don't just say, I want to lose 50 pounds. When do you want to lose 50 pounds by? Is there a date? Is there a 90-day date? What is the date on that timeline? Instead of, I just want to make money, how much money do you want to make? Do you want to make 5K months? Do you want to sell $50 or $500 on your digital planner? What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? Actually take that time and specify the goals and where you want them to be. Because if you just leave them open-ended like that, then yeah, sure, maybe you lost weight, maybe you only lost a pound, you lost weight, you're probably going to feel upset about that still because it's not the goal you wanted, but you weren't actually specific enough with it. Just like if you say, I want to work out 2 to 3 times a week, you need to pick 2 or 3. Don't say the times. Because if you only work out 2 times within that week, you're going to kick yourself in the butt and say, man, I didn't do 3. I didn't hit my goal. But you did hit your goal. You said 2 to 3. Your brain is just saying, oh, I hear the 3. It doesn't even hear the 2 or process it. And so it automatically goes, oh, you're a failure. You didn't do it 3 times a week. So if you're going to set a goal like that, instead of saying, I want to read 4 to 5 times a week, or I want to work out 2 to 3 times a week, say, I want to work out 2 times a week. That way, if you hit the 3, your brain goes, wow, you did more than we were expecting. It's great. And you're tricking your brain into believing, wow, like I did even better than I could have imagined, and you hit your goal regardless. So make sure you're extremely specific with the goals that you are setting. Mistake number 4 is not believing you can actually hit your goals and not doing the mindset work to do so. Now, bear with me here. Mindset is everything. That is the number one reason why I don't hit my goals, or used to not hit my goals a lot of the time. Now I'm hitting my goals. But if you don't believe that you can have a 5K month in your business, you're not going to have a 5K month of your business. If you can't believe that you can lose 50 pounds in 6 months, you're not going to lose 50 pounds in 6 months. Now, yes, there will always be a bit of doubt when you're really pushing for something and you're challenging yourself, which your goals should always challenge yourself. If they're not challenging you, then you're not going to feel that pressure or that desire to want to fulfill them. But regardless, if you don't believe that you can reach them, then it's not going to happen for you. And so when you set these goals, you need to set them with the mindset of, I'm going to hit these. Because what's the worst that could happen if you don't? You don't hit them. So why do we have to think like that? Because every time you say that in your mind, your brain hears it and it searches for evidence of all of those times before where you didn't hit that goal. So maybe you've tried to set a lose weight goal before and then you go, I'll never hit that. Your brain goes back in and goes, yeah, you're right. You'll never hit that because remember on this day when you didn't hit that goal, and then on this day when you didn't hit that goal, and then on this day when you didn't hit that goal. So by continually speaking negatively to yourself and saying these things, you are setting your own self up for failure. So we do not want to be doing that. You want to always be encouraging yourself saying, I can hit this goal. I will hit this goal. I'm going to hit this goal. And yes, this is going to take some hard mindset work on your part. Like this is not a one and done sort of thing. Like you have to work on your mindset every single day. But if you want to actually achieve those goals and stop having that pattern, that toxic pattern of talking negatively over yourself and speaking these goals like X out of existence, then you really need to take the time to do so. The 5th mistake I see is you not regularly checking in on your goals enough. How many times do you set goals and then you set them and forget them, and then you remember about 3 to 6 months later, oh crap, I had some goals. I should check in on those and see how I'm doing. And then you realize, well crap, I'm nowhere near them. You need to be checking in on your goals on a regular basis, like fairly consistent basis. I actually check in on mine once a week. I have it in my planner. I have my goal for the month. And then I have my goals for the next 90 days. And I will always check in at the end of the week and say, what did I get done that week that moved me closer to that goal? Because I typically will break all of my goals down into actionable steps that I can do monthly, weekly, and daily. And yes, we will get into that a lot more in Friday's video. But for the most part, that is basically how I do it. But that way, every week I know what I'm working towards. And it's not just like some, idea in my mind. You don't want to keep it all in your mind because our brains forget stuff so often. It's just going to go out into left field and never return, and you're never going to remember it. So So you really want to take that time to be actively thinking about your goals and checking in on them on a consistent basis. If someone was to ask you what your goals were, you should be able to tell them right away, and you should know how close you are to completing them and what the next step in the process is for you to get towards that goal. So if you need to write them down in a planner, if you need to write them down in your notes app, wherever you need to keep them so that you can always look at your goals. Another great way to do that is with a vision board like I have. I have my giant vision board that has all of my goals for this year and my goal word, which is abundance, which baby, this year is abundance galore. So excited. But definitely want to make sure that you're checking in on them more than once every couple of months. And then the last mistake that I see so often is you not actually setting any sort of action plan to hit those goals. If you just say, I'm going to lose 50 pounds and you leave it at that, there's so many ways you could lose 50 pounds, but there's so many ways you could also not lose 50 pounds. You need to have an actionable step. So for example, that might consist of you having to take not a diet per se, but having to check what you're eating. So like meal prepping and knowing exactly what you're going to eat so that you're not just eating frivolously and eating extra calories that you shouldn't be eating. That might require, I need to do a workout program that focuses on burning muscle and fat. So I need to do this program, and it's a 5-time-a-week program, and it takes 30 minutes a day, which means I'm going to have to figure out at what time in my day I'm able to actually complete those 30 minutes. And so there's a lot of thoughts and details that have to go into all of your goals. And so if you're just saying, I'm going to make 5K months, great. How are you going to do it? How much are your clients, if you have clients, how much are they charged to work with you? If you have a course, how many of those courses would you need to sell? Are you trying to sell? If you have digital products, how many digital products do you need to sell? You need to break it down to the number so that you know exactly how you're going to make that money. Now, sure, it might not go exactly the way that you planned, but it'll go so much better if you have the plan to match it. So for example, a major goal of mine right now, which I have for the end of the year, but I'm totally going to hit it by then, is having 150 products in my store. And come January 1st, I had 32 and I have 51 now. So I'm very sure that I will hit that product. But by Q1, I want to have 70, which I think I can do because I'm already almost there. But in order to do that, I had to know exactly what products I was going to create, and I had to make that list. And yeah, I've added some cents. Like my Black History Music Literacy Bundle was not actually on that list, but it's one of my best-selling products right now. So sometimes when I just hit you, you just have to roll with them. But I couldn't just say I want to have 150 products in my store and not have taken the time to write any of them down, because then I wouldn't have had it, and it would have turned into random products that just don't do very well, considering now that I've taken the time, I'm actually doing well because I know what products work for my store. I know what sort of holidays are coming up. I was able to tie it all together into what my audience needed for my digital products. So taking the time to actually, see what your goals are and see what steps you need to take to get you from A to Z, and actually filling in all of the gaps just like a ladder so that you can reach the top is pivotal. And just like that, we are at the end of this video. If you really enjoyed this and you really want to go a little bit further into goal setting, I have a freebie on how to slay and execute your goals effortlessly every single time. It's a 3-day mini course in a Trello board because we know your girl loves Trello. It's free for you guys if you follow the link under this video. So go check it out, watch the videos, set up your goals. It doesn't have to just be in February. You can use this board at literally any other time of the year, and it'll be there ready for you to help achieve your goals. And with that, make sure that you subscribe, like this channel so that you can follow up on all of the timely Teacherpreneur productivity tips and tricks. Get your goal setting freebie down below. And on Friday, I will see you with some more goal setting and how to actually achieve your goals. Bye guys.